probably one of my favorite pieces, and it's mainly because of the story. It's called Whispers. And I mentioned earlier that a mentor of mine was Sandy Feldstein. And the story goes, and I tell this to students every time I do it in an honor band or anywhere I go that, people ask me to play the piece. Sandy was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and I was very upset with that. And so I wrote the piece to honor him, really. It was a tough piece to write, and it took me quite a bit of time to get it out. But it's not necessarily supposed to be a sad piece. It's just supposed to be sort of cathartic for me, really. And the interesting story about that is at Sandy, at the end of his life, his family played him a recording of the piece. And literally, it was the last piece of music he ever heard before he passed away. It's very powerful to me, and it's very powerful when I tell that story to students and they get that. Sandy was so respected in the business. When that piece came out in 2007, it was performed at Midwest. And this never happens, but they literally let me talk before the piece was performed. That doesn't happen. Composers don't get that opportunity, but because of who Sandy Feldstein was. And the story I always tell is at Sandy Feldstein's funeral, Wynton Marsalis played. And that's even cooler because Wynton doesn't like to fly. But Wynton flew specifically to Sandy's funeral because of his respect for him. And he played right there in the temple at his funeral. So that was just very powerful. So that's always really an emotional piece for me, and I'm always super proud of that. And when I hear people are playing it, I'm always like, yes, because I want to continue to honor his memory, because he was an important person in our industry as a composer and as a music publisher and a president of Warner Brothers. And Alfred, he was an executive vice president, so he made a huge impact on many, many thousands of people in this industry. And so my way to honor him is through that piece, Whispers.